Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Brighton here for Brighton Talks Tech, and in this video we're going to be going over how to make a Fortnite montage fully. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so I'm going to discuss in this video how to make a montage, how to get clips, how to organize it, how to edit your montage using effects, using transitions and other stuff just like that, how to upload it to something like YouTube, and pretty much how to get views on it as well on YouTube. So let's get right into it. Okay, so step one of getting a montage made is first you want to get clips. So if you have a certain person that you play with, like one of your friends on your friends list, then you can just go ahead and play creative with them. And I would recommend playing with someone that is worse than you, but if you play with someone that's better than you, you can actually get better. And I can say this for sure, is that if you play with someone that's worse than you, you're not going to get that much better. It's going to be a lot faster if you actually play with someone that is better than you. Okay, so if you don't have any friends you can play with right now, then what you would want to do is load up into a creative fill. So I say this is the easiest and pretty much the most fun you can do. And right now I'm just going to turn off these sound effects. Okay, so right now as you can see I'm going inside of here and that guy's right there. So let's see if we can get a clip. Okay, so the way I get clips is what I first do is I automatically get clips because I use GeForce now, and if you guys don't use this, I highly recommend you should at least try it. But if you want to use the regular version of Fortnite, that's fine. GeForce now is pretty much just for PCs that are worse. So I'm just gonna go into any random map, like I'll go into this one, and what you're gonna do is it'll automatically clip it for me and it'll put it right over here on the side and just tell me about it. So let me just go in and hopefully it loads up. Okay, so I'm inside of it and there's somebody right here. So let's just wait for them to join in. Still floating, and there they are. So now what you want to do in order to get clips is you want to have either GeForce Experience or GeForce Now. So I use GeForce Now by preference because I get way more FPS, I get lower ping, and I just get better performance in general than if I would play with the normal version of Fortnite. So we're going to try to hit a clip. Let's see if, okay, so that, I mean, we could kind of call that a clip, but if you hit something like a 200 pump, or if you hit something like a cool edit on someone, even if it's not a full, actually, even if it's not like fully just a 200 pump, you could also do stuff like spray with your AR right after, if you did do a cool edit, because there's been many times where I've actually put those inside my montages. Once you have your clips for GeForce Now, as you can see, if I hit Command G on my keyboard, my clipping is all over here. So there's a settings button right here and you can set it up. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I think you might be able to either find it online or you might be able to figure it out yourself. It's super simple. So as you can see, if I just, as you can see, so that wasn't too much of a clip because I got stuck in between in the stair. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about clips and clips and clips because you guys are kind of going to get tired of it. So you guys will know what a clip is, and GeForce Experience is kind of like an extension. So I didn't get to tell you guys about this, but it's kind of like an extension on GeForce Now where it'll automatically clip any kills you get. What I want to tell you guys about is actually getting into the clips and then actually viewing them over and doing stuff like editing them. So first what you want to do is you want to find where your clips are located. So as you can see, I have a folder right here called GeForce Now. I recommend putting on your desktop, but I have this thing called Unclutter, which you don't need. This is not necessary at all because it's a paper app, and I just keep it right there. So just make a folder, and it's pretty easy to change the destination of your files. in GeForce now. All you have to do is go to the settings, then you just go to, I believe it's actually in highlights, and then you just do storage on locations, and then you just change the location to, you know, your library, then desktop, and then stuff like that. So as you can see, I got a bunch of clips from today, 7 past days, stuff like that. So as you can see, all these clips, what I do first is, if I have you an external hard drive, and some people might not know what I'm talking about, but if you have an external hard drive, I recommend putting it on there. So the editor that I use, and this is totally personal preference, so you can use Final Cut Pro, you can use Premiere Pro, you can use Sony Vegas, or you can use, there's a bunch of different editors out there. There's free ones, like if you're on a PC, I highly recommend using VSDC. It's super easy to use, it's super easy to actually do stuff in it, it's super easy to, you know, learn and make montages in it, and it's free, which is the best part about it. So if you use VSDC, you can easily look up something like a tutorial on how to use it. But now we're going to get into using the clips and making sure like which ones are good. So as you can see over here, I looked through all of them, all of these ones over here, and as you can see, we'll just look through them. So this was actually in box fights, and I went like this, and as you can see, I mean, you could get clips from anything. As you can see, I got a 180, and it's nice that I have the slow-mo there because it looks cooler with the clips. So this one, as you can see, same thing for the clipping. And then as you guys can see, it had a 200 pump right in the end. So you can easily just scroll through these on a Mac. I mean, if you're using a Mac, this would be super beneficial to you. But if you don't have a Mac, you can still do stuff like double click it and open it. Like, the reason I don't do that is because it opens a QuickTime player and it takes super long for that. But if you're on a Mac, you can easily just hold down spacebar and it'll start playing by itself, and you can adjust it over here. Okay, so once you have your editor open, as you can see, if you want to have surround sound inside your editor, I like to have surround sound inside my editor so the viewer gets the whole experience. So as you can see, 4K 60p, so you can actually modify your settings. So like in Final Cut Pro, if you go to here and hit on modify, this is not super important, you don't even have to do this for most editors. Most editors is actually automatic. So I'm just gonna go to here, you get how to modify and then change the quality and all that stuff. But mainly what I want to say is, first you want to put your intro in the start. So the reason for that is because when you make your montage, not a lot of people really look at your channel, and mainly what they do is they just look through it, and some people might think it's good, some people might think it's bad. But as you can see over here, you want to have something like your name, and as you can see, I'll play mine right now. I'll turn down the volume like a lot on this, but as you can see, it has like a little bit of start, and then you guys can see the beat drop, and then I have my name there. So you want to have your channel name, so that's actually super loud right now. So you want to have your intro right at the start. Okay, you don't want to put something like the subscribe animation or something like that. That will be later on, okay? Because we're gonna want to get your channel to be bigger and get subscribers. And if you guys you don't really want to focus on that, you just want to make montages, I highly recommend making one of these little subscribe animations. And you could easily make one, and I could roll out a quick video on how to make one, and I think I might, but pretty much what all you need to do is go into Chrome, Safari, or your desired browser, and then what you want to do is you want to go and look up subscribe animations for YouTube. And don't only look at that, look up custom subscribe animations with name. So you want to put your logo here. As you can see, I didn't have this before. I put my logo on top of there because people made it so it's easier for that. And as you can see, this is all green, so we're gonna get into how to green screen later. So as you can see, if you guys just now heard that, all of our clips is transferred, so delete them from here, and then I'm just gonna empty my trash. And as you can see, I'll just turn my volume down a little. We have all our clips over here. So before you even do anything in your editor, what you want to do is, I just usually go over here and I just take a look through all my clips, and I see which ones are good. I just scroll through. I don't watch the full thing because it's 20 seconds for each clip, because it's automatic. Like you can see these super easily. So these are all the ones I went through so far, and these are the good ones. Like the blue ones are the ones that I put that are extra good. Like this no scope I hit over here, so like right over here. So I'll put that one, and the blue one, like you can flag stuff, like I'm flagging stuff with Mac. I'm not sure how you could mark it on PC. There probably could be a way. As you can see, I hit this really long range snipe right over here. If I just skip a little, I was right over here, and as you can see, if I pause it, right over here, it was actually a 234 meter, which was kind of crazy. Usually people don't put snipes, but that was a super far snipe, one of my farthest snipes. I think my farthest snipe actually. But as you can see, these are the ones I didn't go through. So this one clipped a PNG, which is a photo. So I don't know why I did that. But as you can see, I'm just gonna go through them. You don't have to look at them. Like as you can see, this one's not good. You could just keep on going through, deleting them. This one's not good. Like you could just go through. Like I'm just going through. You don't have to open them all up at the same time, because that's really gonna run your computer super heavily. But mainly, it's like the 3/4 out of the way. If you're using GeForce Now or GeForce Experience, then as you can see, like this one, I guess we could put this one. It's not too bad. We'll put it as a yellow one, but it could be used for something like in between or something like that. As you can see, I hit this guy 187, and I mean this could be a good one because look, this guy's healing. Start there, and then you could just do something like you do that, put the pickaxe, and that's super easy. So you can just keep on going through those. So I'm gonna make a montage out of these clips from here to here. Okay, so in order to import your clips, there's gonna be a way, just mainly for all these stuff. Like if you don't know something about your editor, because editing is pretty confusing, you want to hit your import button. And if you don't know your import button, like I had no idea this was here when I first started using Final Cut Pro. So you could just take your clips, select all of them. For Mac, you click the clip you want to start off on, and then you hold shift to the one you want to end up on. So I go from here to here to here. Or if you want to select the individual clips, you hold command. So I believe it's control. You guys can actually test this out. Just make sure you don't do anything with your clips. And if you hold control and shift, it'll actually just select the same way. So if I just deselect these ones, and I'm just gonna select up to there. And now what I'm gonna do is let me just select right up to here. I'm just gonna drag it right into here. So drag it and drop it, and that's pretty much it. So then, as you can see, in Final Cut Pro, it'll say importing media, and then like rendering, and then thumbnails and waveforms. All of this stuff can happen in the background while we are editing, so you don't have to worry about that. So while my stuff is importing, mainly what I like doing is doing something like finding the music. So in order to find music to put inside your montage, I highly recommend putting clean music or putting music that people are trending right now. So like if I go to youtube.com right now, mainly what you want to do is, right now I'm just going to go here and I'm going to search up Fortnite montage. Okay, so as you can see, Lemonade comes up. That's a pretty good one, but the song is copyrighted. So if you're making money on YouTube, and even if you're not and you plan to in the future, you don't want to use a copyrighted song. So the way you can see that is if I hit on the song, and here I'll just pause it, so hopefully I don't get copyrighted for that 1 second. But as you can see, you want to go to the description, which is right below the video, and as you can see right over here, it says song, Lemonade, and then artist, licensed by, and all that stuff. So now if we go back and we look at, as you can see, holiday, so maybe this one would be a good one. I think I might do mine on this. So let's see if I go down. Okay, so I'm not gonna do it on this one because as you can see, it's copyrighted once again. You can see mood over here. Try to find one that is like new. As you can see, I already made one on this, which is new. I made one on this, which is pretty new. I made one on this one, and as you can see, bop, and then you can see 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 5 months ago, 8 months ago, 1 month ago, So let's see. If you just want to keep on going through, as you can see, this one right here, I'm gonna go to the description and just check through it. It's really worth it. And as you can see, we just found the one we wanted. So as you can see, it's by Rarin, I believe that's how you pronounce it. But as you can see, it's by copyright free music. On a clean version, it's non-copyrighted, and pretty much it's just a super good song as well with good beats. So you want to make sure you have a song that has good beats. Like as you can see, if you guys can hear, like every few seconds there's like a beat drop every single time. Like if you guys just hear it for a little, so you guys can hear that. And I'll actually be rolling out this montage, I think before this video. It should be before this video, or because I'm going to be editing with you guys. But as you can see, I'm going to copy the link, and what I'm going to do is I use an app called UniConverter, and it converts YouTube videos, it converts pretty much anything to MP3s. So this is by Wondershare, and what it actually does is it converts it. So I'm going to download it, and this is paid for. You don't have to buy it. There is other ways to convert YouTube videos, which I'm not going to talk about because I don't want any problems with YouTube. So then I'm going to download it, and this is through Wondershare UniConverter, which is like pretty much the biggest converter, downloader, audio converter. You can pretty much download from almost anywhere that you can think of. So now I'm going to go on MP3, and then I'm just going to have them download. And once it'll start downloading, then we'll have our song to do. So also, try not to download copyright stuff, because you're not going to take the song and re-upload it to your channel. Don't do that. You can get in super huge trouble for that. And I'm not promoting like doing that at all. I have the song right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my editor, and as you can see, these are all clips and they're unedited. I'm going to zoom out a little. If you don't know how to zoom out, I mean, just look all of this stuff up, because it's like, it'll take a little bit long to explain. For Final Cut Pro, as you can see, you might think that you have a lot of clips, but after cutting and slicing all of these, cutting out parts of these montages, you're gonna see you're barely gonna have enough clips. You might think this is like, oh, this is like double or triple. This is not even, I'd say this is maybe half the montage. Usually I do 3-minute, 4-minute montages, but right now I'm doing the montages that are actually, this is like a 152, I believe, but it's at 206 because my intro. So right off the bat, the first thing we want to do is you want to see how it sounds compared to your, from the song compared to your actual gameplay. So it's kind of loud. I'm gonna put it on one volume because my headphones are kind of loud. So I'm gonna see if it does lag a little. Don't worry, it's probably either importing or your computer's not that good. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna start off. And I'm going to start off with, we want to make sure we start off with a really good clip. Like, I'm going to start off with this one right here, because it's a 200 pump. Or actually, I'll start off with this one because it's 180. So, as you can see, I'm going to listen through the song right here, and I'm going to hear when the beat drops. So I believe it drops right over here, so I'm going to go right here. Okay, so it drops right about there. So, let's just, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this clip in front. So let's just, I'm gonna cut it right here, and you guys will know when you need to cut it. So mainly I usually cut it right before something happens, like right before an edit happens, or right before you shoot, or something like that. So let's just start off like this. So that's good. We'll just cut it right there. Didn't mean to cut that. So you cut that, and as you can see, the beat drop's still not on it yet. So here, I'm just gonna wait. So as you can see, this is another clip that's like kind of like a filler clip, something that you like don't really need, but it's still there. So like as you can see, this is gonna be the second clip. Okay, so we can take it off pretty much after this, and you guys should know when to take it off. So like right here, okay, so I'm gonna actually, when I place this there is when I'm gonna cut it. So right here, and as you can see, the beat drop's right there. So okay, so now you can see we get really zoomed into this. So if you know how to edit prior to this, you guys will be super easy. You guys will be making montages very, very well right on off the bat. Like, you guys will really know how to do it. So as you can see, this is the clip we have right here, and as you can see, it's not on the same beat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go frame by frame and make sure you're clicking on it. You use your arrow keys for this, and right when it has that little bluish tint right here, you want to hit M on your keyboard. And this is for Final Cut Pro. I'm not sure how to add markers in other editors. I know you could do it inside like Premiere Pro. You should be able to do add markers. It's a pretty simple thing. And as you can see, to add markers, I just hit M on my keyboard, and then it keeps a marker right where you want it. So like right over here for the song. So I'm gonna go right here, and then I'm gonna select the song and add a marker right there. You could also just slice it and then just do it like that. Then I'm just gonna start tracking from this piece and line the markers up just like that. So you wanna line it up fairly well. I'm gonna hold my thing right over there. So like, let's just pull it right there, and let's just line this one up right here. So I think that's just about on it. So let's just look through this. But I think it worked pretty well. So as you can see, you want the beat drop right on the same exact time right when you're doing it. So as you can see, we have the first one mastered. You don't have to remove the markers. I don't like removing markers. It makes it look kind of cool. I mean, you guys can remove it. It doesn't really matter right after you do it. So okay, so this one was pretty cool. So now what I'm going to do here is right when I pull my pickaxe out to break the build, yeah, I think it was just super cool how I pulled out my AR and stuff like that. So as you can see, we're already losing a lot of clips, but not too many. It's not really losing, but you just want to keep on going through like this, and then you want to cut it in pieces. Like as you see, we don't need all of this right here. We don't need all of this. We don't need all of that. Once we get to this is the part we want to get to. So look, right here, right when the action starts, like look, as you can see, starting to panic, and then as you can see, that kind of actually lined up perfectly. Like if I go over here, okay, that actually did line up pretty perfectly. Okay, so it did line up. So as you can see, it lined up with the beat. So like when we go through, so you just want to make it line up, and then right after you can just either cut it or you can just wait a little. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it right after. And you can also leave a little bit extra if you do not have enough clips or something like that. Either try to get more or try to do something like just overall make it smaller. So as you can see, this one, okay, so this one, I'm just gonna cut it right over here. And actually, I want this a little bit longer, so I'm gonna cut it right over here, and then that's where we're gonna start. And we're gonna look it through. Okay, so look, as you can see, we're getting pretty good so far. They don't all have to be the same length. Some can be short, some can be fast, some can be long, and pretty much stuff like that. So you just want to keep on going through, and now I'm just gonna quickly cut away, and then I'm gonna go through this, and then you guys are gonna look through it super quick. We're gonna look at it in like 2 times speed, so then you guys can see what I mean after you do all of these edits. Okay, so as you can see, we ended up having a little bit more clips. So as you can see, we just edited through that whole entire thing, like right over here. I'll just delete those. But as you can see, we edited the whole entire thing. I'm just gonna quickly run through it in x2 speed. You guys actually can see. You guys can see this on my channel anytime you guys would like to. Like, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be called yes sir, and I'm just gonna have it there. So So we're not going to go through the whole entire thing, but as you can see, we edited out all the small parts, and if you guys want to look at my other montages for examples, to see when to cut, when to do stuff like that, then go ahead and look at them. So what I do now is I either start with the effects, or I put my outro. So right now I'm just going to put my outro in, and I'm just going to put it out right here. So we just get the whole entire thing. So it's gonna go like right after here. So I'm just gonna cut this here, delete that. Okay. So as you can see, so you want something like this for your outro, and we're gonna see that later when we're in YouTube Studio and uploading this montage. So as you can see, you have something like follow me on another social media, and then you have 2 videos here, one here, and then your face here or something like that. And a little thing like don't forget to subscribe over there. So this is that's an actual pretty good one. You can actually find templates for these ones online, and that's how I got mine. Okay, so as you can see over here, so now we're gonna start with the effects. So the way I do effects is right after I hit somebody once, either like crack the shield or something like that. Like as you can see right over here, if I go to this, I will just go frame by frame with my keyboard, and this is all the same for every single montage or every single editor. So the moment I'll do it, the moment the stuff pops up just like that, then you just want to cut your clip. Okay, by the way, the cut tool, like as you can see, it's B right here. I have it, and A to go back on Final Cut Pro. There's other stuff like V, and then like V and C and stuff like that for Premiere and other editors like this. But you could just look it up and learn to edit. But either way, you're gonna have to learn to edit really good inside your montages. So as you can see, this one's pretty good. So as you can see right over here, I'm gonna go, and as you can see, effects over here. So you can look up how to get effects on your stuff, like how to get effects on your montage easily. You could get so what you want to do is you want to look up how to get effects on your editor. Like I have my effects right over here on the right side. You have transitions and then effects. So you want effects, not transitions, although transitions will look kind of nice. So we're going to focus on transitions later, but mainly we want to put the effects after the transition. So actually what we're going to do is right over here, I'm just going to redo that. So we don't want to have a bunch of splits in between. So we're going to do transitions. Like what I'm going to do for my transition is, let's see, I'm going to do fade. So fades are usually the best transitions actually. So I think it actually dissolves, or actually, so as you can see, fade to color, just pop that right in, and after, it'll just go like that. So we could have this for every single clip if we wanted to, but if you see that there's something like when you're looking it over, and if you see like a part over here, make sure that you cut it in a spot that the transition doesn't take over. Like if you hit someone right at the start, you're not going to be able to see it because of the transition. So pretty much we can put this on all of them. Like I'm just going to put these on all actually. There's other stuff like lights and then movements and then blurs, transitions and stuff like that. Like if I go to dissolves, we have like cross dissolve too. So like if I put in a cross dissolve, so I think in my opinion you should just mix it up with these cross dissolves and then the regular dissolves and the fade to color and stuff like that. Like right now I'm gonna switch it up for every single one of them, and we're just gonna speed through that just like how we did it the first time with the actual editing. Okay, so we pretty much put all the transitions we needed to. So now you can like look through one or two of them. See fade to black, we have one over here. And now we're gonna go in and we're gonna put effects in. So for this, what I usually do is I just pick random effects because all of them look actually pretty cool. So I'm gonna go right here and I'm just gonna zoom in. So you wanna zoom in for this so you get the most accurate, and then you wanna go frame by frame. So I'm gonna go right before the hit marker comes up, Then you want to cut it right here so you have two separate clips. And then what you want to do is you want to see, as you can see, there's stuff like noise reduction. I like to actually add noise, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool effect. It gives it like this type of grain looking type. So you can see I turn it all the way up to 1.0. There's different types like TV static, there's like white noise, as you can see. That's a little more. Then you have Gaussian noise, and then pink noise, and then you have blue noise. So I usually use just TV static, and as you can see, right when you hit, it gives it a different effect than if it was just plain. So next, you just keep on scrolling down here. You can use this little thing, or you could use like, I don't have side scrolling on my mouse. I use a Razer Mambo wireless, but I just hold shift and I can go through this. It might be control, it might be command, it could be anything for your editor, but mainly what I do is, like, as you can see, like once I hit the shot here, as you can see, with the blue blur, that's what you usually want to use as something to like get it. So as you can see, I'm going to use the age paper, and you don't want to have it too much because then it starts to look a little too faded and too washed out. But as you can see, it's like good enough. So you want to do it like, if you hit a pump shot and then spray with your AR, you want to do your pump shot first. So let's just continue. And for this one, I want to have one that's good enough for someone to see. So we added the marker there, so as you can see. And this is now where we're going to add our first subscribe animation. So since that was a super good clip right there, we're going to add this little subscribe animation right over here. So you want to have your playhead, which is what this thing is called right here, this little thing that goes over all your stuff. You want to hover over it, you want to click above, then you want to make sure you're on this. Then you can either drag around, but you're not going to be able to do that until you hit transform. So you can look up how to do green screen effects and just green screen in general on your editor, okay? Because it'll take a little bit long for me to explain. So you just want to put this, like I put this in the bottom right left. I put this in the bottom left corner all the time. So I hit on done, and as you can see, the green it's still there. So what we want to do now is I'm just going to go to keying. So usually we just use keyer. There's chroma key, there's a bunch of keys like this, but as you can see, it does it clean. We don't need to do any adjustments or anything right there. But mainly what I'm going to do is right when I hit the shot, then it gets people's attention right over here, like, oh, what's this? And then they're like, oh, maybe I should subscribe because that was a pretty good shot, or something like that. So as you can see, let's just look at it. And it did lag a little. I think it's either because of we added the keying and stuff like that. Like light, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one called glow. So if you add glow, it makes it look brighter. So I'm going to add, I usually put like 100% sometimes. I'm going to put 75% so it's not too bright. As you can see, it makes it glow a little bit more, because in Fortnite it already does glow, but I want to make it glow even more. So you don't need to add an effect for all of these. So what I'm going to do, like I want to do slow-mo for some of them. So I have this slow-mo effect right over here. So you can just go online and download this like you downloaded your YouTube song. And as you hear, it sounds like slow motion, like, and then over here it comes back up. So it's pretty cool how you could do that, but I'm not going to do slow motion just yet. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Not all of these have to be super accurate. Like I'll just go to all, scroll through. As you can see, Comic Ink, Comic Cool is a cool one that I've seen before. It's like, it works pretty well. Yeah, as you can see, and you don't have to put it always after the kill. So like for this one, for this whole entire clip, I could pretty much just put something like Comic Cool or something like that. Like if I put Comic Cool on this whole one, it does look a little bit weird. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put something like smoothness. You can change the smoothness of it. You can do the ink edges. You can just make it look how you'd like it to. Ink smoothness and then ink fill. There's a lot of adjustments. Like right now, it looks a lot different than the original, and I honestly don't want this one because it just makes it look a little odd. So I'm just gonna wait till I hit the shot right over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the effect right after. So I'll just do Comic Basic. As you can see, if you hit the shot early, like how I did back here, what you can do is here, I'm gonna go back to right here, and what you can do is you can add something like we were using the glow before. You go to light, and we're just gonna go to glow, and you just want to add the glow. But first, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give it a little time, like till there. Then I'm gonna take off the glow. So we're gonna put the glow right in the middle clip. So you can see, it glows, and then it stops glowing. So we want it a little bit more subtle than that. So I'm gonna put the glow at like 60, like 65. I like having my even numbers. And as you can see, it's pretty subtle. You want to have it subtle when you do it. So when I do this, you just want to put it right there, and then let's just do, this is quick flash spin. There's other things you can do, like you can use dim. I mean, I wouldn't use that one. There's dry. I just scroll through and then I'm like, oh, this one looks cool, let's just put warm. So it's that simple. It's not as hard as people make it sound like it is. It's super easy actually. So you want to keep going through this, and I'm just going to speed through it so I don't have too long of a video right here. But let's just speed right through it, and you just want to follow along with what we're doing. Okay, so I went through lots of the effects so far. As you can see, we're close to done, but for this one I want to add a slow-mo. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the point I want to start the slow-mo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hit this, and this is a little more confusing and advanced, so if you want to come back and look at this when you know more about editing, feel free to. But you want to cut the clip and the music at the same exact time. Then what you want to do is you want to go to the point where after you want the slow-mo to stop. So that's right there, right when I hit the shot, and right here on the music. So we're gonna actually do the music slow-mo as well. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna select both of these clips. I'm gonna hit on slow. I'd usually do 50% for all of these, and then what I do is I just drag a slow-mo effect, and let's just add, I usually put this like over here, and let me just take this one out. Okay, so as you can see, you guys can kind of hear it. So you don't hear it too much, so I'm gonna turn up the volume on that. So you want to do it like a little bit before the slow-mo actually starts. So, and as you can see, it works, and it doesn't actually mess up any of the clips you've already had, like with the beat drop or anything like that. So then you can continue. Like I'd recommend for no scopes, what you want to do is you want to use stuff like glow. So the light ones look super cool with these ones, so you want to use that one. So I'm just gonna go to glow. I'll do this one. And the glow makes it look super cool. Like the amount, you can change the amount. I keep it at 100 most of the time. But for this one, what I'm gonna do is, this is a little bit more of a unique clip, so I'm just gonna wait for it. And lots of people don't know this was actually a no scope. And I want to put something subtle for this one, so I'm gonna put the glow. So if you use glow a lot, or if you use something a lot, as you can see, this one's called balloon, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is a transition. I'm not gonna use that one. I'm gonna actually go to the light transitions, and I'm just gonna go right to glow. And then you can see we're pretty much done. So for this, like, I'm gonna put another one of these subscribe animations right here in the middle, just sitting right there. I'm just gonna go ahead once again. I'm gonna go to keying, keyer, and boom, let me just hit on this. We change the position to here, hit on done, and we are pretty much done for this. So as you can see, so you can pretty much put these in any spot you want, and you can just copy it, and I'm just going to paste it right here. And as you can see, there it is. So I'd say you have this like every 30 seconds, but you don't want to have it too close together to the point where it becomes annoying to the viewer. So I'm gonna have mine like that, and that is pretty much it for the montage. Now we're gonna get into uploading it to YouTube, best export settings, and other stuff just like that. So first, what I want to say about this is, if you have a bad computer, don't worry, exporting it'll just take longer, and it's not that much of a big deal. So right here in settings, you want to go to H.264 faster encode instead of better quality, because it's still good quality, but I do in 3840 by 2160. I highly recommend 1920 by 1080 for lower end computers, but I like to export my stuff in 4K 60 FPS, which is 3840 by 2160. I also do stereo or surround. Like, you can do surround or stereo, it doesn't really matter. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to export it to anywhere I would like. And then once it starts the export process, all you want to do is you want to just wait for it to export, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so once you're done exporting your video and it's actually inside your computer, now on your computer, all you want to do is hit create on YouTube. So you can go to regularyoutube.com, then just go to upload videos, hit on select files, or you could drag and drop, and then you want to select the one you're doing. So as you can see, I'm just going to do this one right over here, and then you want to hit on open. So I'm just going to, give me a second, because something got messed up with the recording last time and it wasn't actually recording. It was a little bit weird, but as you can see over here, what you want to do is you want to add it to a playlist. Okay, playlists are super beneficial to getting more views. So you want to add it to a playlist, and I'm just going to quickly run through these because I did them before. It's just that I'm trying not to upload to the same videos. Tags, you can go to a tag explorer online, just type in YouTube tag explorer, and you can pretty much find tags. This is pretty much what people are going to search up to find your video. So what would you search up? The thing you have to think about is, what would you search up for if you're looking for a video like yours? And make sure you think about that just like that. So then you want to scroll down, you can skip all of this stuff, then you want to make sure you have the game title set to Fortnite. You can see I have it right over here. We just set the game title for, and then you just hit on Fortnite. So then look, then what you want to do is you want to hit next. Monetization, I recommend having all of these selected and checked, but also you want to make sure you have monetization on as well if you are making money. If not, just go to ad suitability. If you have a song with bad words, which hopefully you guys don't, because you actually make less money with that, but when inappropriate language right here, if you like use like light profanity inside the song, then like mine is a clean song, so I can click none of the above. So you want to click the first one there, and video elements, I'm going to show you guys this in a second once my video is processed. Then you want to make sure your visibility is on private, and you want to do this for all your videos. You want to make sure it's on private, and then soon enough, once everything is perfect, you're going to do the actual thing, like we're going to actually put it as private, or I mean public, or we're going to schedule it. Okay, so as you can see, it says processing HD version, and then SD version is already processed. So I'm going to refresh my page once again, and let's just refresh it and let's wait. Okay, so once it's processed, we can use TubeBuddy to make our thumbnail. So if you're not using TubeBuddy to make your thumbnail, try to make something similar to this, but don't exactly copy every single detail of it. So the thing you're going to need to do for this is, all you're going to do is, I'm just going to do solid color for an example, but as you can see, what you want to do is you want to put a solid color. You want to take like, let's just say the solid color is red. We're going to actually take a still frame, and what you want to do is you want to go over here and hit on layers. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some text, and I'm just going to type random text. I'm going to type it in black, click on add layer, and you can see that this is the text. You can resize it. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it. I recommend clicking on this middle button first before you click on add text. So now I'm going to hit on shape. Then you want to hit on the square. So once you get the square, which I'm going to make this one actually, so let's just hit on the square. And I'm not sure why it's working. Oh, I think it was actually in red, so we've been probably adding a lot of squares. Okay, so as you can see, then you want to add it like in a spot where there's not a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to bring this to the front. So if we're going to hit this, it should bring it to the front actually. Okay, so as you can see, now we have the text, and like say if we were standing here in the video and there was like someone over here, we have the 220 pump or something like that, and you want to have a good clip just like that. And that's pretty much it, all you need to do. Just the text, the frame, everything like that. I'm just gonna go back. Mine didn't finish processing, but I mean, I'm just gonna conclude the video here. It's been a pretty long video. I mean, this is probably one of my longest videos on my channel. So if you guys did like it, I would greatly appreciate leaving a like. If this helped you make your first montage, or just make a better montage in general. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys did like it, please remember to leave a like, subscribe down below for more videos just like this, and also comment requests for other videos if you guys have any ideas about them. And other than that, that'll be it, and I'll see you guys